and then it's not like we didn't know anything about it. I think
Everybody is safe out there. Mountain bike riders, anybody, when the police don't come out. And it's not like we want police to come out and hurt people.
Right. Okay. I understand what you're saying. Mr. Orcutt, he got a direct line to the mayor. You told the mayor about all this?
Mayor, my name is Ben Orcutt, City of Anderson. I was contacted obviously about this, and I try to paint a pretty positive picture of this community, specifically for the customers that come in my store, for encouraging physical activity, outdoor adventure, that type of thing. I went riding this morning to see for myself. I'd seen a lot of the photos. I wanted to see this myself. I did not get halfway to Rangeline before I encountered two people sleeping across the trail. Actively. I have a picture on my phone if you want to see it. I decided to turn around at that point. I had warned another hiker who was coming back the other direction. This is city-owned property that this is happening on. And I also want to ask, we have like some kind of homeless commission, I believe. Are any of you all members of that?
No.
This thing,
Greg Graham was on that, and
I was on with Greg.
Uh-huh.
It hasn't been active for years.
That feels problematic.
Well,
the part of the question I have too, the timeline had been mentioned earlier. It hasn't really happened until about a month ago. My understanding is there was a large camp of homeless folks that had been swept out of that location and given not much more than a slip of paper, giving them some phone numbers about places they could go. I want to ask the people who were in charge of that sweep what their best hopes for that situation were. What did they expect to happen besides people moving down the river?
because just so you know, some of those people are also in your district.
Yeah, Shady Side. The trail there, like 3 miles around.
Oh, yeah. It's clearly a much larger issue than Rangeline. It had just become
that's just
a bit more
ago.
pertinent for a number of us because we're encountering it so frequently. But can I ask, can that homeless commission please be joined back up?
So, I mean, the answer to that is, I don't have the answer to that, to be honest. But part of the reason it was disbanded was because the people that were highly involved in that were the people who are already dealing with the homeless, and they, from my understanding, again, so there are people that want to start this back up. There are people that were already doing that work, and they're like, we don't have time for a meeting to come to the city once a month at noon. And so if that was my understanding, and it just kind of dissipated.
Yeah.
So I don't have an answer exactly why it stopped, but that was what my understanding was, because they were already doing the work, and it just seemed like they were getting frustrated because then they were like, they're doing the work and now the city is involved. And so the people that are doing that work, if they would like to start that again, then that.
I want to see the city do it. I
Well,
want to see it
but they've got to get
initiated
those
by this
right. But they've
board.
got to get those people that
All
are
volunteer.
right.
I mean, I think we could find a few more volunteers in this room.
But I want to work with people that are already working with the homelessness situation.
Yeah, they should be involved. Yeah, let's do it. Next month. I don't want to be rude here, but let's do it.
I'm just telling you, I want the people that are doing the work, they did not have time to come to the city to do something that they're already doing. And so if
But we're not,
well, we could possibly go to them. The information I got, the bottom line being was the reason why it kind of disbanded. You got to have cooperation from the city. Now, this body, we have a budget, and we can take. Councilor Dixon says we can get money out of the general fund by order or a resolution or ordinance, but we have to have by an ordinance. We've got to pass an ordinance to create this and give it some money to do things that need to be done to solve some of these problems. Like I said, the number one solution, or the number one thing at the top of the list, is shelter. You got to shelter people first.
Yeah.
Like you said, you can't give them a piece of paper or tell them to go down the street. You got to have, hey, you got to go down. Here's where you got to go. And then once you've sheltered them, then you can start finding out, do they need mental help? Do they need
entities outside of this community that send folks here.
Yes.
And we all know that. But I'm not sure that anybody who has the power to do anything about it is doing anything about it. And that is not a citizen's job. That is
No.
the county sheriff, maybe. That is the police department. I'm not sure who it is. But we have to prevent this.
It's the executive, that's why it's called executive of the city,
Jennifer,
your mayor.
Jennifer, Mr. Councilman Cole, was that commission ruled inactive?
I don't know that answer. Yeah, it just kind of dissipated.
My point is that if not been abolished and it's just been inactive, it doesn't take nothing but consent from the council and the mayor to reactivate any commission that has previously functioned. So it's to find out if what happened. Sheila, maybe you can, clerk, you can look at that and see when the last time they met or have it
I would
been.
never have any meeting minutes. from
Jennifer,
that.
do you have?
Like I'm talking.
I can look it up.
Both of those, all those committees.
Are y'all saying it don't have a history?
Hey, listen, it would be on the city of Anderson.
We ain't gonna just talk all night.
No, but I think there's a history there of it being community development because that's where Greg Graham worked and that's what he.
Well, we need to find out. Let's everybody put the money where the mouth is at. We're not going to speak all
Well, I
night
started
long.
the initiative as well. We did a $1 a day and it's supposed to help for all the feeding the homeless around here. And that was.
Well, let's see if you can
that was the homeless.
find if those that's involved can find out if that commission still exists.
It
One exists, and so yes, I will also help be a part of whatever this thing is.
So if you want to name a committee, you can do that right now.
Oh, sure. The council can do that. The president, we can do that. But let's find out if we can get any history of those that was once on it, and that could be done maybe
I mean, it was basically
immediately.
like Greg and I, and then it was like Operation Love, the Christian Center. It was the people that are in those entities doing those.
You might even.
I'm sorry, what?
Yeah, I was gonna say, Rob, for all those that are involved with homelessness,
Right.
they were at the table. So yes, we can look into that, and I'll also be a part of that because, there are certain laws to protect people, so I want to make sure that this homeless group, not only is preserving, the nature and all that, we get there, but I also want to make sure that human element is at the table.
I agree.
I'll be a part of that group as well.
Yeah, I agree. We can't just kick them people out of that.
Councilor
Right now.
Stevenson
So what
had-
we need to do, Greg Graham is running from the 3rd District. He's unopposed. You can call Greg Graham and get some input for him tomorrow. He will
Councilor
be sitting on this
Stevenson.
council.
Real quick, I'm just changing the topic real quick. We had one, were you on the ARPA homeless committee?
No, I was not.
Were you?
What?
Were you on the homeless ARPA committee?
No.
No, that's Freeman.
Okay.
Yeah, that
The only reason I'm saying that is,
Councilman Freeman.
they had one applicant, and what was it, 2 million? Do you remember what it was? For homeless?
It was 900,000.
Whatever. Yeah.
And
I'm saying, but I don't know anything about that
ARPA
ARPA committee, but there's.
homeless, but yes.
I didn't know.
Yes.
Yeah,
I'm pretty sure you're correct.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's what it was.
Is it still open? Is the ARPA homeless thing still open?
no.
No, that deadline passed.
So you're gonna research that?
Well, unless they.
I don't have anything to research. I don't know what.
All right, now we're getting crazy on the
Yeah.
phone.
All right.
Okay. Councilor Stevenson, did you have something to say?
No.
Okay, you done? Yeah, okay, you may have to take the mic. We have somebody want to speak. Yes.
Mike McFall. I'm a trail user out of Rangeline.